Laser sights will make you a more accurate and confident shooter by providing visual feedback on sight alignment and trigger control. Crimson Trace, making laser sight standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
#1 national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Howdy, we're still reloading over here. Whether you're making your own ammo, it's interesting. We use the same phrase, reloading. Talk about whether we are loading a gun that's gone empty or creating and crafting and making our own ammunition that's reloading. I don't know, never thought of that. It's just, these are the weird thoughts I have. You do not want to be inside my head. It's a strange and different place. Hey, welcome. I'm Tom Gresham. And if you'd like to join this conversation here, in all its weirdness, just give me a call. Call Tom Talk Gun or 866-825-5486. We are open lines right now. Open lines in terms of subject matter also. If there's a gun that you want to talk about, or a type of ammo, or a scope, or a red dot, or a laser, or self-defense, or hunting stuff, we'll talk about that. What? Oh, man. I hate to stir this pot, but is there a maximum distance that you think is permissible, ethical, that you would take a shot? And let's call it at a deer or an elk. What would be the maximum range, maximum distance? I sure see a lot of people, particularly on TV, taking these super long shots, which I've come to find out, sometimes they just lie. I know a guy that was on one of these hunts with this TV show. And the host turns to the camera and says, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to laze it. And they'd already lazed this deer. It was like 450 yards. So I'm going to laze it, talking to the camera guy. And then I'm going to say, all right, that's 742 yards. And then you're going to take the shot. I'm serious. I don't know. I'm old-fashioned. I think, yeah, metric yards, metric ton. I just think that getting closer, using woodscraft, being a better hunter is a good idea. Look, I get it. Sometimes it's way across the canyon. It's all you can do. But it's like when you go to the FTW ranch and you take the class there on long-range shooting and hunting, they'll tell you, look, we're not here to teach you how to shoot long range. They can certainly do that. We're here to help you figure out what is your maximum range. And they had a lot of people say, I'm so glad I took the class because I had a shot, but I just knew it wasn't a shot I should take. Having tried it at 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000 yards, you figure out, okay, what is the distance at which I know, not hope, not think, not maybe, I know I can put the bullet where it's supposed to go on this living, breathing, sentient animal. You do have a responsibility there, So what would be your distance? Have you even thought about that? How far? I don't know. I'd have to give that a little thought. And, of course, it depends on the rifle and the scope and how much you practiced and all the rest of it. But is it a consideration? Do you even think, I guess maybe back up, do we have a responsibility there to know? What's your take on that? 866-TALK GUN. Let's go up to line 4. Stu's with us out of Camellia, Georgia. Stu, talk to me about this Glock.
Yeah, I got a little range report here for you. I upgraded to an aftermarket barrel after shopping around. Actually, I went with a low-price leader. It's Dasan Machineries of South Korea, stainless steel threaded, $89, pretty good deal. And I put it on there, and I wanted to try it with a compensator. And it would only fire one shot at a time. I'd have to cock it every time I wanted to shoot. So I'd take the compensator off, and it's back to normal. So I'm wondering, is there a back pressure condition happening here, do you think?
Well, comp's going to change things. Let's back up. What kind of ammo are you shooting?
Just the cheapest Eastern European stuff you can get.
Yeah, that couldn't possibly be an issue, could it?
Yeah. Well, their primers are a little underpowered, too. Primers are very important on a cartridge. So it could be any number of things.
Yeah. Have you tried it with U.S. ammo, maybe something that's a little bit higher velocity, higher pressure? See if that makes a difference?
I hesitated because the only other stuff I had was expensive hollow points, and you don't want to waste those on milk jugs and so on. So I'm probably going to have to experiment with ammo, but it was such a weird thing to have it just lock up every time and fail to start.
Yeah, not unusual actually, because what you've done is you have bled off some of the gases. You have changed the slide velocity. You've also added weight out there with this compensator. That makes everything a little bit heavier. That's going to slow down your slide velocity. A couple of ways to go on this. I'm kind of spitballing here, okay? I don't know if you have the ability or can get a hold of it, but you might want to try, if you're going to stay with that ammo, with that package, you might want to try a lighter spring, recoil spring. That may just take care of the problem all by itself. Certainly, I think more robust ammo would help, but I'm thinking that the easy way to go here is just, for whatever it is, $6 or $8, get a lighter spring, try that, and see if that doesn't fix the issue for you.
That's worth a try, and there's a lot of choices out there, too, stainless steel and everything. So I'm going to look into that while I'm at it. But basically, I'll just leave the compensator off for now. The barrel is excellent, by the way. It is a little heavier at the muzzle because, it's got the thread protector. Mm-hmm. But the accuracy without the compensator is very nice for a price that was $100 cheaper than most other aftermarket barrels.
Nice. I appreciate the range reports, too. Excellent. Yeah, but if you can, go ahead and get that other spring. Try that out. As we like to say, fortunately, it's a problem we can throw money at. Hey, Will, on line 3 out of Spokane, Washington, you've got a big old thank you, don't you?
I sure do. And Tom, thanks to you because you've let me on several times in the early days of the legislature here in Washington to get the word out. And I want to thank everyone that's listening that did take some action to stop the so-called Bob Ferguson sponsored assault weapon bans in the state of Washington in the present legislature. They've all died. They never made it out of committee.
That is terrific. And, what I'm thinking here, Will, is this is a great example. When people say, oh, there's nothing I can do, I'm just one person, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you've heard it all. But if people just, one person is one, and then you add another one person, then you add 51 persons, and all of a sudden, you've gotten people's attention, haven't you?
That's exactly right. Tom, I was told by our representative that's on the Law and Justice Committee that was sponsoring these bills that there was an overwhelming, in other words, that committee is controlled by the Democrats, and there was an overwhelming wave of opposition that came in over the last 3 weeks to the point that they didn't even get to put forth a compromise that Bob Ferguson wanted to do, which would have essentially gutted the bill and made it only that a person would have to be 21 to purchase a so-called assault weapon. And, Tom, you brought this up already in the program, and I'm a FFL dealer, and the way my the BATF regulations read is that the firearms that I sell that are in common use, as you say, and that we say, are also suitable for sporting use.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that term, suitable for sporting use. So obviously Maryland this week called them weapons of war in their when they got the decision from the Fourth Circuit.
Exactly. And then, of course, I would like to be able to get rid of the whole sporting use term because the Second Amendment has nothing to do with sporting use. I know you agree with me on that. One other thing.
Yes.
I just want to hammer home the point of it doesn't take thousands of people responding. Sometimes it's just 100 people, because a lot of legislators on most issues, they don't hear from hardly anyone. And if they get 100 calls or emails, all of a sudden they're going, whoa, people are really, watching this, and they hate it when people watch what they do.
That's exactly right. Yes. So thanks.
All right, Will, thank you. Look,
thank you.
Absolutely. A big thanks to everybody there. They really do. Sometimes they like to go do their thing. They like to have nobody paying attention. And when you have an overwhelming majority of Democrats who want this gun control law, and we shut them down through a sheer force of just the weight of our input, that shows you must be involved. You have to belong to your state. Let me say this again. You have to belong to your state gun owner or gun rights organization. Otherwise, you won't know what's going on. You won't know when to respond. It's that important. 866-TALK-GUN.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Why do hunters and shooters love the Ruger American Rifle? With right-handed and left-handed versions, all-weather, Magnum, Compact, Predator, Ranch, and Scope package options, there's a Ruger American for everyone. Lightweight with an adjustable trigger and minute of angle accuracy, Ruger American rifles pack in the features. Is the Ruger American the best rifle on the market? See for yourself at your local retailer or at Ruger.com. That's Ruger.com.
Hi, this is Tom Gresham from Gun Talk. America is losing critical wildlife habitat at a rate of one football field every hour. It's happening on the Louisiana coast, but it's critical to all sportsmen and conservationists. These precious wetlands provide winter habitat for more than 10 million ducks and geese annually, waterfowl that migrate north through dozens of states. Don't shrug it off. Get involved. You can help. Visit vanishingparadise.org.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in. Tim's called in from Carson City on 2. Tim, what you been doing out here? This is interesting. I like this idea.
Well, I've been wanting to get into coyote hunting, and I always worry about the areas where I go. There's a lot of open range in Nevada, and I worry about being on a rancher's private property or running up against his herds and interfering with his operation. So I thought I would join as a supporting member of the Nevada Cattlemen's Association. It is very reasonable. It's like $50. And I thought I'm going to put an ad in their local the publication they come out with every month, and just to the effect of saying responsible predator hunter seeks permission to shoot coyote on your ranch land. And it's a two-way win. You know, if you have the rancher that has a coyote problem, because just like if that prior caller had his horse destroyed by a pack of coyotes, I know a lot of the ranchers have have sheep, vulnerable sheep, vulnerable calves. They might have a problem, and so it's a two-way win. Yeah, I mean, you're helping out the ranchers, and you're improving your skills, and plus you have the added benefit of doing it on property that you're sure is going to be a good place to shoot, and you have permission to do it.
Okay, so the question
ad,
is,
the
you
way,
put
the ad costs. I'm sorry, I was going to say the ad costs like $4 to run. I just ran it last week.
Okay, so you ran the ad. Have you gotten any responses?
Not yet, because I just got it in. It's literally right between publication dates, so I'm going to find out. I'll let you know. Maybe it's a dead end, but I thought it'd be a low cost way.
Yeah, I love the idea. Basically, you're saying, look, basically, you know what it is? It's a way to knock on doors without burning up a lot of gas.
That's exactly.
Because we always say, if you will go and personally ask somebody, can I hunt on your land? Or I want to, I'm a coyote hunter, and they can look at you and size you up. That goes a long way toward getting permission. In this case, you are saying, hey, I'm a member, I joined, this is, and then you start the conversation. Maybe you get somewhere. Now, the other thing I would suggest, follow up on this, Tim, do they have meetings?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big, active organization. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because once again, when you're standing in front of someone, they can pick up an awful lot of clues and cues out of that helps them figure out, okay, yeah, this is somebody I would allow on my land. He's made the effort. He's here. He's sounds silly. He's not falling down drunk. One of those deals of, okay, yeah, let's continue this. I think attending the meeting, getting involved, understanding what their concerns are, and being, that old deal of so much of everything in life is just showing up. If you show up, I bet you're going to get something out of it.
Yeah, I'll let you know. And there are plenty of cattlemen's associations all over the place. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to follow on that same idea.
I love it. It's a great concept, Tim. Thanks. Let me know how it works out. Let's drop down to Derek on line 4 out of Washington State. Derek, range report. Talk to me.
Hey, Tom, how's it going? I have a range report on a little high-powered detective that I picked up in a pawn shop. Have you heard of this gun? It's made in Argentina. I think they make it called an M85 sometimes.
Interesting. Now there are a lot of good guns that are coming out of Argentina. So, where did you find the gun? First of all,
so I walked into a pawn shop, and I've been concealed carrying a full-size high power. Mm-hmm. My dad he passed this gun down to me. He carried it for as long as I can remember. His everyday carry was a full-size high power. And when he passed it to me, I started carrying it, and I was starting to get to the point where it meant more to me than to, use it up as a daily carry gun. Mm-hmm. But I walk in, and here's its little twin brother sitting in the case that's same walnut wood grip panels, but it's in a 3 3/4 inch barrel, Browning high powered, kind of like a commander version of a Browning high power.
That's so cool.
It is cool. It's got the ring hammer like the older version high powers.
Yeah.
It matches the one that I had from my dad almost exactly. Same walnut hand grips, everything. But it shoots nice. My wife shoots it. I'm on my way up right now to get out in the woods and put a few rounds through it. So.
Well, that is terrific. What a great find. And Derek, I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir. Another pawn shop find. All right. I'm looking for your stories about you walk into a pawn shop or you walk into a gun store and you find one, you go, holy cow, that is so cool. I'll look at that. I never saw that. Or, wow, I have been looking for that for so long. If you have a story like that, I would love to get it. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in. Also, I mentioned earlier, somebody was asking about a survival gun, a 22 rimfire survival gun, sometime a rifle. I don't think I would go with a handgun generally. And look, we're probably not going to have to survive out there, but we all like the idea of a folding, collapsible, takedown, whatever. And I thought, what's wrong with the Ruger 1022 takedown? That is such a cool little package, and probably maybe put a red dot on it, because I will tell you, a 1022 with a red dot on it is about as much fun as you can have. And also, anybody can pick it up and use it. Everybody figures out, put dot on thing that you want to shoot, pull trigger, bullet goes to dot, you're good to go. But I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, you may have some other ideas. And yeah, I think I do still have it. That old Springfield Armory M6 Scout folding. It's an over and under 410 and 22. I think maybe the Air Force used to issue that way back. It's a goofy little thing. It doesn't really have a trigger. It's got like a bar you pull on it or press on it, squeeze it to fire the gun. And you can switch it from one barrel to the other, whether you're going to shoot a 410 shotgun shell or a 22. And actually, think about it. If you had 410, you could put shot loads in it, but you could also put a slug in there. And with a 410 slug, if you needed to, I can't really imagine needing to shoot a deer or an elk to survive for weeks. I mean, where the heck are you anyway? But, why not? It's fun to talk about this stuff. Think about it. You could certainly do that. But a packable, I guess maybe think of it more as a packable 22. Are there other takedowns or folding stocks or that type of gun that you would recommend, or maybe something you have? Oh, I just thought of one. Remember the old Browning, can't remember if it's still being made, the Browning semi-automatic 22 with the kind of crazy funnel in the stock. And you would pour bullets down this funnel in the stock, and they would go into the gun. That was a takedown. You just like a 9-degree twist of the barrel, and it pops apart. It bayonets and pops apart. And that was a sweet little rifle. I hadn't thought of that gun forever. Does Browning still make that? Okay, that gives me my assignment. During the break, I got to go check it out and see if Browning still offers that 22 rifle, because that was one of the most interesting guns. It was the first gun I ever owned, now that I think about it. My grandfather, and that's a short little rifle, my grandfather gave me one of those when it was just about as tall as I was. So I was probably 4 or 5. No, they did not let me shoot it then. It was a few years later. But yeah, that Browning, hadn't thought of that in a long time. Yeah, do you remember that? Do you know what I'm talking about? It had the funnel, the hole in the stock, you poured the ammo out. The Browning. 866 Talk Gun.
Gun Talk encourages you to support the local sporting goods store, gun stores, ATV dealers, and other local businesses in your area who advertise on this station and Gun Talk. Only together can we protect our rights. You're listening to Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Oh yeah, we're still talking about guns. We can't stop talking about guns and ammo and scopes and optics and pretty much everything else that has to do with guns and shooting. Because, why? Because it's fun. We love shooting. It is so much fun to go out and master the shooting sports. It is, it's the ultimate in remote control. You press the button here and something happens over there. Line 1, Jim's with us out of Elwood, Nebraska. Jim, lasers, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. That's why I called you.
Okay.
I don't even know anyone that has a laser as far as, a sighting device. Huh. At what distance does a green laser become useless in bright light?
Okay. Useless in what way?
Well, does the dot... Does the light that it projects, the beam of light, does it grow in size to the point that it's dispersed to the point that you just can't see it?
Gotcha. Okay. Short answer is no, it does not. The reason, one of the things that makes lasers different from other light, your flashlight beam gets bigger and bigger as the distance increases.
Right.
Lasers are collimated. There's a lot of other things that go on there. It's spatial coherence and things. But because they're collimated, they don't really grow. I mean, the size of the dot at the laser is going to be essentially the same size dot at 100 yards and at 200 yards and at 300 yards. it's just not going to get any bigger. It's collimated. Now, cut me some slack. That's rough. It will certainly be getting slightly bigger, but for our purposes, there's no difference. Red lasers are a little bit harder to see in daylight. That's a factor of our eyes, rods and cones, more than the brightness. Green lasers show up better. Certainly easy to see them in daylight at 25 yards. If you get to dusk, doesn't have to be dark, just dusky, a little bit less light, if you will. No problem seeing them at 50 and even 100 yards. I have made hits at 100 yards shooting from the hip with a laser on a handgun, short barrel handgun. If it's sighted in and the gun is accurate, you can absolutely make hits at 100 yards with it.
Mm-hmm. Now that's it. That's in low light. In bright light, we're saying 25 is the distance.
It just depends on the situation and how bright the thing is, the target that you're shooting at. It's a matter of what can you see, but I don't think there's any problem. Here's the thing: we're talking about a defensive tool. It would be really, really hard to describe to the jury why you needed to shoot somebody who was 25 yards away.
Well, yes, but that isn't. I mean, I like to shoot. I like to shoot, and as I get older, I'm 70. It becomes more difficult to see. I have RMRs, and RMRs are good out to 200 yards or 200 meters.
Yes.
And probably past that. But is a laser, I mean, I'm not talking about self-defense. I'm talking about me going out and shooting.
Sure. Okay. That being the case, I would say if you just want to shoot at further distances, I'm going to say that a red dot sight like an RMR is going to be the better tool. It's going to address the issues of older sight because I'm there. I understand exactly what you're talking about. The laser is more of a defensive tool, but if you want to go shoot at 100 to 200 yards, absolutely a reflex red dot sight is the way to go. I think you are already doing the thing you probably should be doing for the kind of shooting you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have several of those. And I do shoot at 25 and 50 yards also. Mm-hmm. And I just thought maybe that a green laser might be a better choice. And I was wondering who had the best choice.
I got to say that I don't think it's the right application for daylight shooting at 100 to 200 yards. I think maybe your red dot is the better way to go. If you're shooting at dusk, if you're hunting hogs at night, oh my gosh, lasers are fabulous for that. But for what you're doing, I think the red dot reflex style sight is the way to go. I think you were there. And I appreciate you asking the question because that was something I had not thought of as comparing the two. So, Jim, thank you, sir, for that call. I appreciate the question. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. Be back with more Gun Talk.
At Stag Arms, our firearms are built to exceed limitations and push boundaries. The Stag 10 and 10S from Stag Arms offer recreational and avid .308 shooters better accuracy and performance. Custom-designed forgings give the Stag 10 and 10S tighter tolerances and a modernized style, all while retaining the strength of mil-spec parts. Each model carries Stag Arms transferable lifetime warranty and infinite shot barrel guarantee. Find out more at stagarms.com.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the Vada Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more. Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. Shopguntalk.com.
Smith & Wesson brings 10 years of development to your holster with the new enhanced M&P M2.0 semi-auto pistol. In 940 and 45 with a crisp and lighter trigger pull, the M2.0 has aggressive texture for a great grip, extended stainless steel chassis for rigidity, and 4 palm swell grip inserts for a perfect fit. The remarkable M&P, even better in version 2.0. See it at smith-wesson.com.
I did go look this up. The Browning 22 I was talking about, the rifle, it's got the little slot funnel, if you will, in the stock that loads the rifle, and you pull this rod out of the back and shove it in. Yeah, they're still making those. It's called the Semi-Auto 22 from Browning, the SA-22. They've got it in grade 1, grade 4 blue, and grade 4 gray. I was comparing that, and it's a takedown. I really like that. I was comparing it to the Ruger 1022. I will say it's a nice gun, but it's also MSRP on the Browning is $699 for the grade 1. Yeah, you could get a Ruger 1022 for considerably less. 866-TALK-GUN is the number here. Just dial Tom Talk Gun with your questions, range reports, or if you're just driving down the road and you have punched the button and hit the scan thing and you've landed here and you're going, oh no, crazy people talking about guns. Well, maybe not. Give me a call. If you don't like guns, tell me why. Seriously, I'm serious. I'll give you the floor. If you don't like guns, tell me why. If you think we ought to have more common sense gun control laws, I will give you the floor. You get to tell me why. 866-TALK-GUN. Greg's in Medford, Oregon on 3. Old high standard. What kind of high standard do you have there, Greg?
Well, somebody gave it to me. It's a really old semi-automatic. It's got a long barrel. It's got a kind of a funny angle on the grip. They gave me a belt with it as well, and in the belt was unused 22 shells, and they're all green and nasty and gnarly, and I don't want to shoot them. And I just wondered, what do you think is the best way to get rid of ammo like that?
I provide a service for that. If you'll send me the ammo along with the belt and the pistol, I will take care of the ammo for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you might. Yeah.
What a pal, huh?
Yeah.
Well, in some cities, and it depends on the department, in some cities, if you call the police department, they will take old ammo. They have a way of disposing of it. So you might just start there. Just call them and say, hey, do you guys do that? And tell them what you got. I've got, whatever it is, a dozen or a couple of dozen rounds of 22.
That's all.
Old, green, and nasty.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, for that few rounds, I'm sure this is probably not environmentally sensitive and probably a violation of 14 different laws. I would go out in the backyard with a shovel. I would dig a small hole, throw them in, and then put the dirt back on top of it. No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Okay, that or maybe even flush them down the toilet. I don't know about that.
No, don't do that.
Probably don't want to do that.
No.
Okay, dig a hole possibly, but I can contact the sheriff's office here in town. Maybe they'll.
Yeah, see if they've got sometimes they'll say, like on the 4th Monday or whatever, they'll do that. And if they don't, you might ask the garbage company, whoever does your garbage pickup, if they have that service, because sometimes they will do that, or they'll say, all right, this is our day for picking up toxic materials, paints, etc., and ask them, hey, do you take ammo? But there's going to be a way, because, there may be an official way and there may be the shovel way. One never knows. But either way, I guarantee you're going to find a way.
Oh, I will. I just thought I'd get your opinion on that thing before I.
All right. Before you go, I got to ask you, I love the old high standard pistols. Have you shot that one?
No, I have not. I haven't had it that long. It looks a little like maybe I want to have it checked out by a gunsmith or something first.
One thing to check on it is make sure that it is chambered for long rifle. There were some that were chambered for shorts.
Yeah, I think the shells that were in the belt, I believe, are long rifle.
Okay, well that's a clue anyway. But if it says 22LR or something like that, just one of those deals of there are a few of them out there that were chambered for shorts, and you just would want to make sure before you started.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I would not. Jim's asking, can you pull the bullets out? Well, you could, but then I get a little bit wary about putting a pair of pliers on a rimfire case, which you're right near. If you crimp that case just right, that rim, who knows? So I don't think I'd do that.
Well, I was able to get the bullets out. I've got the shells out of there.
You got the cartridges. He's talking about pulling the bullets out of the cartridges, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that,
Well, if you do, you might want to wear a full face shield on that one.
Yeah.
What could go wrong, right?
Right.
All right, Greg, I wish you luck with it. I hope that helps. I appreciate that call. Sam, Medford, Oregon, line 2. Sam, what do you think here?
Yes. Hey, Tom, I wanted to talk to you and maybe ask you to maybe advertise more about making sanctuary cities in every state, especially in California, maybe Northern California and some cities in Southern California, like maybe in Redding. And hopefully we can also form the 51-state Jefferson State in Northern California. And maybe we can make a sanctuary cities in every state.
What do we want to have the sanctuary cities protect us from?
For the gun owners, for the Second Amendment.
Oh, sanctuary cities for gun owners. So if you went there, they wouldn't enforce any gun laws. Ooh. Would that ever... You know what? If a small city somewhere in some state would declare itself a sanctuary city for gun owners and all gun laws are void... No, that would... That's going to lead us down a road where I love to think about it. Sam, I got to tell you, man, you are twisted, and I like that about you. I like the way you think, my friend. Sanctuary cities for gun owners. Thank you for the call, sir. That is very interesting. Yeah, there was a city in Georgia, Kennesaw, Georgia, where they actually had a law that required you to have a gun. This was done mid-'80s at the time when, I'll come up with the name of it, it was a city just outside of Chicago that banned guns. And so they said, no one can have a gun in this town. And so Kennesaw, Georgia said, okay, we're going to go the other way. We're going to require everybody in town to have a gun. Well, neither place actually enforced it, but it was a lovely bit of PR, and I appreciate the folks in Georgia who did that. Yeah, Jim, thanks for reminding me of that. I had not thought of those guys in quite some time. Now, here's an interesting little study done by the National Shooting Sports Foundation, which is, by the way, based in Connecticut. They did a study of course, in Connecticut, firearms making has a long history. It's actually where a lot of the gun companies got their start, in what's called Gun Valley. But they're talking about the loss of tax dollars, the loss of jobs that's going on in Connecticut because gun companies are leaving the state. It says, this is from the National Shooting Sports Foundation, said that 2016, Connecticut had 4,900 people employed in the firearms industry and related fields, a drop of almost 40% in only 3 years. The number of people employed by the firearms industry in Connecticut went down 40%. The drop in tax dollars went from $143 million to $85 million. So the legislature, the governor, the leaders, if you will, in Connecticut are driving away businesses. They are putting people out of work. They are depleting the tax revenue, the tax rolls, and accomplishing nothing in the way of safety for anyone. It just doesn't do anything for safety. It's kind of like putting up those old no-gun signs. Everybody ignores them. It does no good. Doesn't affect anybody. It's just a feel-good measure. we got an email from Chris in Stockton, California. He wants to know what caliber, what cartridge to fill the gap, if there is a gap between a 243 and a 30-06. Oh, my heavens. We could probably put 100 different cartridges in there. It really depends on you talk about an AR platform, semi-auto, or bolt action, and what you want to do with it. You could go between the 243 and the 30-06. Oh, my heavens. You got the 6.5 Grendel. You got 6.5 Creedmoor. 260 Remington. Obviously, the 270, of course, is a possibility. He mentions that. He says, but that's pretty close to the 06. It is. 7mm08 or 260 would be two really good options as well. So many choices and no bad ones in there. We're so blessed to have so many great cartridges, rifle cartridges out there. Can't have them all, but you can sure try. Line 1, Aaron, Pensacola, Florida. What happened on the range there, Aaron?
It's been a number of years ago now. I heard you talking about lasers earlier, and I was a young man, and I was out on the range. I hooked up with this old Navy guy who, we happened to be there at the same time, and we were shooting. And I noticed that on his carry pistol, he had a laser mounted underneath it. And I asked, why do you even need it? I mean, you're a good shot. He's a better shot than I am. I said, you're a good shot. Why do you even need it? And he simply said, take your left hand. I'm right-handed, right-eye dominant. Take your left hand, put it up against the corner of the bill of your ball cap, and close your left eye. And he says, now you've just lost a third of your vision. What if 4 or 5 people are coming after you? And that was when I absolutely realized I had to have one. There's just no excuse not to.
So you've been carrying a laser ever since?
Yeah, absolutely. I went and got, actually, I didn't go that day. I had to save up for it at the time. And I got a little Crimson Trace to put on my little PX4 subcompact. And carrying it ever since. Of course, I had to modify the holster and everything, but hey, it's all good. I mean, it was just really, one of the moments like I said, I was pretty young at the time. Well, I was very young at the time. I was like 24. You just don't know everything. It's like you say, you have to think about everything, and I just never thought about it in that aspect. It was... It
really is one of those forehead slappers, isn't it, when you go, oh, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it pays to realize you don't know everything. Hey, I appreciate what y'all do, Tom. Have a good day.
Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's one of those deals of, it's why I created that acronym, INTOT. I never thought of that. INTOT. And it happens all the time. I never thought, that's why we go to trainers. That's why we listen to Gun Talk, and we can share all these ideas. And I don't have all the ideas. You guys fill me in on stuff. You go, hey, did you ever think of this? I go, no, never thought of that one. That's a great idea. But as you get more experience, you learn. And if you would like to accelerate your learning process, hang around with people who have more experience. It's what I do. I go to trainers. I go to Gunsight and Thunder Ranch and Tiger McKee and the SIG Academy. And I hang around with people who do this all the time, and I soak it up like a sponge. And then I regurgitate it. but I take it in. I learn it. Go hang out with people who know a lot, people who've been there, older people sometimes. And you're going to say, well, I don't know why they do that. Then ask them. And they'll say, well, have you ever thought of? And you go, oh, actually, I never did think of that. That could be important. That might actually save my life. That might make all the difference. Well, it's unlikely. It doesn't matter. If it's unlikely, it still means it's possible. So you might just open yourself up to, well, I would never use a laser. Yeah. Well, I would never use a red dot. Yeah. I would never. All those I would nevers, you might want to go revisit them now and then. Don't be dogmatic. Don't dig in. Don't make up your mind till you've tried stuff. I've certainly done that and going, I never would have done that till I tried it. Wow. But that's part of the fun of it. Hey, take somebody to the range with you. Try some different things. Have some fun. And by all means, be safe.